Vaccine Minister Nadhim Zahawi was taken to town on BBC Radio 4 after he suggested Prime Minister Boris Johnson only ever considered skipping isolation despite a government press release directly contradicting his claim. Nadhim Zahawi faced an embarrassing grilling from BBC Radio 4's Justin Webb after the minister suggested Boris Johnson only ever considered skipping isolation despite a government press release stating it would be officially carried out. The statement was subsequently withdrawn, with Boris Johnson and Health Secretary Sajid Javid now isolating after Mr. Javid contracted the illness, but Nadhim Zahawi desperately tried to play down the story by suggesting skipping isolation was never set in stone. Mr. Webb quickly pointed out the decision to skip isolation was officially published by the government, as the minister awkwardly tried to backtrack and suggest he was not taking anyone for a fool. Speaking on BBC Radio 4's Today programme, Mr. Zahawi was asked where was the Prime Minister when he received the alert to self-isolate. Boris Johnson and Chancellor Rishi Sunak attempted to circumnavigate self-isolation by suggesting they were part of a pilot scheme that replaced isolation with daily testing. Mr. Javid contracted COVID-19 and came into close contact with both politicians. Both Mr. Johnson and Mr. Sunak U-turned on the decision following public outcry, with the Prime Minister releasing a video telling the country to stick to the rules before announcing he will isolate. Mr. Zahawi answered, "I don't know where the Prime Minister was when he was contacted by track and trace. All I would say to your listeners and viewers is that this pilot scheme of both the Cabinet Office and Number 10 has been running since December. And it's not just the Cabinet Office, but Network Rail, Transport for London, Heathrow and others as well. But I think the Prime Minister considered whether they would subscribe to the pilot scheme but actually rightly opted for self-isolation." Mr. Zahawi was then interrupted as it was pointed out to him a Number 10 statement at 8:01 a.m. on Sunday saying Mr. Johnson would participate in the daily testing pilot scheme. The vaccine minister began to stumble as the statement contradicted his claim it was only considered, and suggested the PM wanted to send a clear message to the nation about isolation.